Hello, welcome. Welcome home. We are glad to see you today. This is the 601 Wednesday midweek check-in, and I am James Brewer Calvert. My pronouns are he, his, and him, and I'm the pastor at First Christian Church of Decatur. I'm delighted to be with
Kaylee Hargrove. I'm the seminary intern. Pronouns are she, her, and yeah, that's who's joining me.
All right. So welcome. We're glad you're here. Check in. Let us know that you're visiting and observing. If you've got a comment, we'd love to see it. Just remember that whatever you post is forever. So, Kaylee, it's been a joy working with you. You started in January, but it was official in February. Official in February. So you've had February, March, April, and now May. So 4 months as our seminary intern, and this is the end of the first semester.
Yep.
And I think we booked you through May of 2022.
Well,
if possible.
That's what you got me for.
That's what we got it for.
Yeah.
All right. So how's it been? What have been some highlights and lowlights and growing edges, gifts, joys? What's it been like for you?
So it's definitely been an experience. So like, I grew up. I've shared this quite often, but I grew up very evangelical, like not formal at all. Pastors will preach in flip-flops, and which I'm still okay with. But coming to this church was very different. I joined right at the start of Lent, and they're just like, there's liturgy, and like we use the lectionary throughout the Lenten period, and like this is all new to me, like having these more traditions and schedules coming into the worship services where there's still hymns being sung and an organ being played.
There still is.
And like, I grew up in that, the culture with like the guitars, the drum set. I mean, none of those are bad or anything. It's a different
right.
It's a different mentality and a different feeling within the service. So it's really given me a chance to like reflect on what we do in services and kind of the meaning behind things. And it's really allowed me to reflect on just different things. Like whenever I bring a prayer, before I would probably have like an idea and I would just come up and say whatever came to my mind while I was doing it. Now I'm like sitting down, I'm writing it out, thinking through everything I say, and just really reflecting on not what I'm saying, how that's going to be understood, and just there's just so many complexities that you can get into, and a lot of self-reflection, because I've noticed, especially in myself, like a lot of the ways I've been taught to pray, how to address topics, have been instilled from me from different worldviews that I grew up in. And so taking the time to be like, all right, I want to say this, but this is like this Christianese evangelical thing. What does this actually mean? Do I mean what that implies? And just really focusing on like the language that I use and how that reflects kind of my spirit, the spirit of the church. So that's been just like a really interesting aspect that I didn't expect to have whenever I joined it, because it's just something I didn't really think about.
So let me jump in there and say two things. One is ministry is about words to a great degree. Ministry is about relationships, but our relationships are often grounded in the word and also in the words we share. So words matter. And you have pretty quickly gleaned that the words we share in worship or in counseling or teaching, that every word matters, and you're taking that seriously.
Yeah.
And I think we can tell. I can tell, you can tell, that you're choosing your words. And the second thing is that you're kind of getting at the crux of what you believe and what you think, and you're questioning where you come from and bringing the best with you, but also challenging some of the things you're bringing with you. So the words you're using are really not what you've been fed as much as what you're thinking now.
Yeah.
And that is an exciting place for us as a church to be in, because we're getting to be a part of it and witness the human transformation that you're going through. Now, the third thing I would say is about response I have to your ministry here is that I've noticed a number of times, particularly in worship, that when you introduce something, you bring a tremendous amount of faith and insight to whatever the theme is of the day. So like last Sunday when we talked about the scriptures, you opened with some comments on what the Bible means to you. And I thought that set the tone for the service in a really beautiful way. And you've done that a number of times. You just kind of lay out on Easter Sunday with the Christ is risen. And you unpacked Christ is risen 3 different ways. And that just shaped the Easter service into a celebration of what does it mean when we say Christ is risen. It brought me to a really hard place and a good place of what do I think. And that's exciting. I'm enjoying working with you, and I'm learning a lot from you.
Good.
Thank you.
I mean, it's been the congregation itself. I know I haven't met everybody. It's been this like hybrid.
It's a pandemic.
It's a pandemic still. We're still in pandemic.
Yeah.
And
I mean, look at us. We're both in masks.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But there's a few people that I've seen somewhat regularly.
Right.
You know, obviously the people like putting on the services.
Right.
You know, I see them like every Sunday. There's a few people that come in person. We're starting to have a couple people show up because they've been vaccinated, but still, like, even the fact that I haven't been able to see everybody in the congregation, the congregation has allowed me to open up and be really, honestly, just be real about who I am, where I'm at, and do it in a way where, like, I can get up on Sunday morning and be like, look, today we're talking about this. I don't have a good answer for it. I have kind of my ideas. So, you know what? Why don't you just wrestle with me? And just being able to go up there and be like, you know, I don't have all the answers. Like, I know I'm 1 year away from graduating with my MDiv, but I feel like I'm less certain than I've ever been, like, any time in my life, even though I know more.
Right.
But the congregation has allowed me to, you know, be open and let me be real in front of them, and have been very welcoming and just accepting of who I am and where I'm at. So that's been great. That's not something that everybody finds whenever they do an internship or are new to a congregation.
Wow. I wish every seminary did find that. I mean, I would love to have every congregation be as authentic and real as First Christian Church Decatur seeks to be and share. We are not an answer church, and I've never told anybody I've got all the answers, because I don't. But I think we're comfortable in walking with you with your questions and helping people to find their questions and to raise them, and we'll walk with you as we seek answers. There may be multiple answers to any question, and I'm comfortable. I can live with that. I don't feel like I have to have a final, this is the answer to everything. I'm okay with that, and I hope you are too. Because I think that God is with us in this whole process. On Sunday, we're going to be looking at the ascension of Jesus into heaven and leaving the disciples behind, and they ask him a question, which I'm not going to spoil it. You want to get into it? You want to say what the question is and what happens with that?
Well, I mean, you know, we're looking at, and I'll get into this more on Sunday.
Acts 1.
In Acts 1. So,
right.
Like, you know, this is volume 2 of a 2-volume work. And, you know, the first
Luke
volume.
And Acts.
Yeah, Luke and Acts. The first one is all about Jesus, what Jesus is doing, all this stuff. Acts is like, Jesus has gotten halfway through chapter 1. And it's like, now what? And the place where Jesus.
That's your sermon title? Now what?
I haven't thought about it yet.
That's a good one. There you go.
Now what? But the place that Jesus leaves the disciples at is them asking, when is Jesus going to restore the nation of Israel? And so, like, they're still thinking about the Messiah in terms of this person is going to come and rescue the nation, bring him out of the oppression of the Roman Empire. And that's just really not the plan. So we're going to look at
The plan's a lot bigger than that.
It's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And it's like Jesus dips out when they're like, they still don't even understand it completely. And like, that's the start of the church. So just looking at kind of that
I think he gives them the power to be the church, to wrestle with that, but also to expand that, because as the fledgling church, they start asking all kinds of questions. And suddenly they realize that original question was not the question they needed to address. There's others that are more important. And that's fun.
Yeah,
that's fun. That's fun. I love the ascension story of Jesus, because I always think of that as a passing on of the mantle. You know, he's like, okay, I'm gone. Here's you take the church, you make it happen. I'll be with you. I love you. Here's the power. Here's the grace, and I'll see you later. But I'm always with you. It's a wonderful blend of the already and the not yet. Yeah. So that's Sunday.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm excited. And then the next week after that is Pentecost Sunday on May 23rd, and we'll be doing some baptisms, and that's going to be exciting. There's a lot happening in our church. A couple announcements. Saturday morning at 10, the Chalice Thrift reopening conversation is going to happen. So come on in Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. We're going to have an open conversation. And for those who can't make it on a Saturday, we're going to have it again on Wednesday, May 19th at 10 a.m. We're going to talk about how do we reopen this significant ministry of Chalice Thrift Store. We want your ideas, your input, your participation, your love, and your energy. So come on in and let us know. I think there's a board meeting coming up.
There's a board meeting on Sunday. And yeah, do I need to say anything else?
Well, we need a quorum.
Oh.
We need a quorum. We need elders and deacons and officers to be present. We're going to be voting on Jennifer Hassler being taken in care of our congregation for ordination. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. Hey, you know, Jennifer was an intern.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, she still has the key to my office.
She still has a key.
I came in one Sunday morning and thinking there's nobody else in the church. And I walk into my office and she's sitting there. It freaked me out.
Surprise, surprise. Well, you know, when she ended her internship, she did not turn in her keys.
That's okay. I mean,
yeah,
she's welcome in my office at any point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it was just, I wasn't expecting it.
That's so funny. Yeah. Well, anyway, so Jennifer, called by God, seeking to be ordained by the church. So please be present in the board meeting. It's on Zoom, or if you want to be present live, we'll set you up on Zoom here at the church. That's on Sunday at noon. I think that's enough. We got a lot going on. And anything else we need to share? Concerns?
No, I think.
All right. Russell's home from the hospital.
Yeah.
Yay. And Woody Kent is having a pacemaker put in. Yeah. And we're concerned about Israel and Palestine.
Yeah.
The Middle East is in turmoil right now. They're in our prayers. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think I have anything else.
Okay, I think we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we let him go?
Yeah, we'll let him go.
We'll let you go. All right. Well, blessings and peace. Have a wonderful evening. Be safe. Be good. We'll see you Saturday morning and on Sunday as well. Y'all take care.
Yep. Thanks for joining in.
Bye-bye.